Something on as to how the success of G20 presidency that we had, those 20 countries, or you may say even other invitees, how can we tap inbound tourism from these areas? You think that we have been able to create that impact? Has Incredible India been registered in their minds that it will culminate into more and more inflow into India as an inbound tourism? If you can just throw some light on these points also. Thank you.
वीडियो फोटो दूसरी फोटो लेके जाना.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here. I am honored to be speaking in front of the esteemed dignitaries and my gurus, under whom leadership I have been a part, small part of G20 presidency of what our country hosted. And to begin with, sir, the impact of G20, how world has taken it is very evident in terms of how we build the consensus during G20 New Delhi Leaders Declaration, how it came as a consensus document, and how India has emerged as a voice of global South. So India has like signing the New Delhi Declaration unanimously was a great success, and the kind of feedback that India had received after G20, the usually G20 meetings before were centralized to only few cities जहाँ पर भी वो होती थी. India was the first country to take G20 meetings to over 60 destinations. None other country has done that before. So that was one of the major takeaway from India's G20 presidency. And I've been speaking to several international forums also. People do ask and they share their experiences from Mysore, from Thiruvananthapuram. They have been to Srinagar during G20. So delegates coming from across the world who would not have traveled to these destinations, but because of G20 meetings happening there, they got to know the unique offerings of that particular state, that location. They have been taken to excursion tours to different destinations. So that was something very unique, and it has stayed with them. That's what I feel. I've interacted with people. Coming to the geopolitical tensions and what's going on around the world, we live in very dynamic world today, and any country's geography, any country cannot choose its geography, yes, but India, if you take for example, is surrounded by countries where their domestic political stability actually is not at very great place. We have seen what happened in Sri Lanka. We are seeing what's happening in Nepal. Relations with Pakistan are always at disturbances. Then Bangladesh. So all these tensions, the domestic tensions, they put a lot of pressure on a country, on an emerging country, which aspires to be the voice, which is also emerging as voice of global South, and taking a lead in terms of multilateral collaborations in BRICS, in G20, Quad. India is a very important member for Quad, and for tourism to grow at anywhere around the world, peace is the prerequisite. We cannot really reimagine or brand our country as a tourist hub until we have political and harmony in our country or around or surrounding our neighbors. So peace is the prerequisite for any tourism offering to grow for any country. So that's why we cannot say that what's happening between Russia and Ukraine is not impacting India. We have been hit by how our crude oil prices have risen. It is going to impact our aviation turbine fuel cost, our transportation, it impacts each one of us. So geopolitical tensions happening across the world are the biggest threat to tourism industry. And India being a very diversified country, I will say there are several challenges that we face. One of the biggest problem is waste management. With due respect to what Khanna sir has said, that when we see Singapore is growing, Singapore is the city or the country of future. We are not saying that. I do not personally feel that we are going to compete with Singapore. Or when I'm saying that the UAE has positioned itself as a world-leading sports destination. So I'm not saying we are going to compete with Dubai or Singapore, but there are certain learnings and certain things that these countries, these places have worked on. Singapore today does not generate any waste out of its उनका जो daily consumption है. It recycles all its waste, and what we are making is mountains of garbage in Delhi. We have that. That is the reality. Dubai has placed itself as a leading sports destination. So we need to. A very fine example is Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We all are listening to news, reading about it. Saudi Arabia wanted to diversify its economy from oil-based economy to service sector, and tourism is now their biggest earning sector, contributing to their GDP. They have targeted 100 million tourists till 2030. They have actually achieved that target before itself. So there are several countries and destinations which are doing excellent in terms of tourism. So we need to learn these from these destinations and countries. Geopolitical issue is a thing. Then we need to overcome our this problem of over tourism. लद्दाख को हमने ऐसे मार्केट किया, ऐसे प्लेस किया. There is no fresh water in Ladakh right now. There is shortage of fresh water in Lakshadweep. There is shortage of fresh water in Uttarakhand. So our destinations are actually struggling with because carrying capacity is a thing when it comes to hosting people in any place. So we need to look at these complications, and we need to find alternate solutions to that. Very rightly, I got to know about Mussoorie has introduced now this registration for travelers. So these kind of initiatives, innovating in terms of how we are going to cater the population, how we are going to cater the demand of tourists, is going to take us in the long way. Then one of the thing that I always speak to, I want to address here to the youth present in this hall. There is a saying by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He always used to say this to the youth he interacted with, that what would you like to be remembered for? I always carry this question with me wherever I go, whatever I do. And this question is, the answer for this question is always evolving for me. That what would I like to be remembered for? Ashish sir was very rightly saying we need to place brand ambassadors to promote our offerings, to promote Incredible India. Sir, I consider myself as brand ambassador of Incredible India, and I carry that attitude and that pride with me wherever I go, whatever work I do. So why we cannot, our students, our aspiring tourism professionals, why we cannot be brand ambassadors, why we cannot be responsible travelers? We need to impart knowledge and skills to our youth to become world-class tourism professionals. And very important in that thing is cultivating a sense of responsibility among our students. Because we lack in basic cleanliness and hygiene and sanitation factors. Why West is doing great, why West has done excellent. When tourists come from these countries, when they see that हम कैसे अपने रोड्स को कैसे हम अपने मॉन्यूमेंट्स को खराब कर रहे हैं. So all these things place very negative image of our country and of all of us. So I encourage young students to really think about it, to be responsible in your actions, in your initiatives, in your work, and whatever you want to do in the field of tourism. Innovate, be bold, be innovative, and if sky is not the limit. I aspired to work for G20, and yes, I was privileged to get the chance. I worked in the Ministry of Tourism. Right now I'm into academics, and I try to contribute my part in tourism academia and in management subjects. So I leave all of you with this question, that what would you like to be remembered for? And we all have that capacity and capable of placing India as the land of incredible people, land of gurus. Our cultural diplomacy is our power, and soft power goes a long way. When it comes to tourism, can be a great foreign policy tool, great soft power instrument for promoting India as a major tourist destination in the world. Thank you very much for your time. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Sarya. I really appreciate the points that you raised, especially the voice of the global south. In fact, when I was mentioning about diversification of source countries, I think we must tap these global south countries as well. We are getting along very well with African countries and others. So this is one, and of course the over-tourism point that you mentioned, and Mussoorie particularly, I think that is the beginning of, I think, this realization that we need to be a little more regulatory, not in terms of putting some legal mandate, but at least some kind of regulations to make tourism sustainable in this country. I come to Mr. Rajan Sehgal, and I always consider him